A brief comparison of religion versus science based in reality. Although science has not conclusively proven the origin of life or the universe, it has gone a long way to prove many of its theories as universally known facts. The definition of scientific law. This is a statement of fact meant to describe, in concise terms, an action or set of actions. It is generally accepted to be true and universal and can sometimes be expressed in terms of a single mathematical equation, like Newton's law of universal gravitation, expressed here in this formula. It's a simple and relatively easy to understand scientific fact. It's universally accepted to be 100% correct. Religion has made dozens of claims, yet has never proven even a single one to be fact. Not a single one. And the Bible doesn't use conjecture or theory. It claims itself the sole knowing authority. Let's look at a few of the claims made by the Bible in direct comparison to some of the theories postulated by science and proven to be universally known facts. The Bible states in Job 37:2, "Hear attentively the noise of his voice, and the sound that goeth out of his mouth." The Bible is suggesting that it's God's voice rumbling in the thunder, and it's coming from his mouth. Let's look at a theory postulated by one of America's founding fathers, Ben Franklin, who theorized that lightning was electricity. He tested his theory and it was proven correct. Ben Franklin also invented the lightning rod, bifocal lenses, and a carriage odometer. He also said, "Lighthouses are more helpful than churches." Science can easily explain what the Bible could not, but the men who wrote it lived 2,000 years ago. You can't expect them to have really known what produced thunder. Lightning's heat causes thunder. A bolt of lightning can immediately heat air to 15,000 to 60,000 degrees. When air is heated that suddenly, it expands violently and then contracts, like an explosion that happens in the blink of an eye. It's that explosion of air that creates sound waves, which we hear and call thunder. The Bible states in Revelation 7:1, "And after these things I saw 4 messengers standing upon the 4 corners of the land, holding the 4 winds of the land, that the wind may not blow upon the land, nor upon the sea, nor upon any tree." It sounds like the fictional classics by Dr. Seuss, who was very imaginative as well. Although Dr. Seuss, or Theodore Geisel, knew that the earth wasn't flat like the Bible thought, but again, he lived during the time of technology and science, rather than 2,000 years before, like the authors of the Bible. Greek philosopher Pythagoras speculated that the earth was spherical back in 6th century BC. That's before Christ. The Bible states in Psalm 104:5, "Who laid the foundations of the earth, that it should not be moved forever." Once again, you can't expect men from 2,000 years ago to have understood the principles of astronomy. In 1529, Nicholas Copernicus theorized the earth rotates on its axis. The church hated his theory, but he proved the earth does rotate on its axis and revolves around the sun. The church had always incorrectly maintained and claimed that the sun rotated around the earth. So science had proven religion wrong twice, with one theory. The Bible states in Leviticus 11:13, a list of fowls is started, and the bat is included in the list in Leviticus 11:19. Quote, "The stork, any kind of heron, the hoopoe, and the bat." End quote. Here's a no-brainer. Science correctly determined that bats are mammals. Again, how would a primitive man from 2,000 years ago have known that, without the benefit of research and science. The Bible states in Genesis 1:30, "And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food." These primitives weren't very aware of the lion, the tiger, or the great white shark, apparently. They were 2,000 years ago. They were very primitive when they wrote what they called the Bible. Science has demonstrated very clearly that there are distinct species of herbivores, omnivores, and carnivores that eat plants, a combination of plants and meats, and just meats. Let's recap. Science is 4 for 4, and the Bible is 0 for 4. Number 1, thunder is not God speaking. The Bible was wrong about that 100%. Lightning causes thunder by heating the air and causing the resultant sound that we've called thunder. Number 2, the earth is not flat. Again, we can't expect such primitives to have actually understood things like this without the benefit of science. They'd probably marvel at the space shuttle, or even the simplicity of a toaster oven. Imagine what they'd think of a cell phone. Number 3, the earth is not stationary, nor does the sun revolve around the earth. Number 4, bats are not birds. They are mammals. And number 5, not every species on the earth consumes only plants to survive. The men who wrote the Bible would feel pretty silly by today's standards with the realization that discoveries of science have made, like the artificial heart and the cell phone and the internet and the MRI and bone therapies and stem cell research and numerous other enormous advancements that would have them staggering and perhaps burning their Bibles, since they would obviously understand that the Bible is just silly myths and legends and fables, as well as an inordinate amount of superstition. But you can't help them. They were very, very, very primitive.